What's cracking, guys? Welcome to Funatech, the channel that brings you the PC game on a very tight budget. Today I'm going to build my new gaming and video editing system in the Lian Li TU150 in silver looking case. Really excited to build this PC, but first of all, shout out to you guys. Thank you very much for subscribing to this channel, appreciate it a lot. And we are almost at the 100 subscriber mark, maybe even above that when the video comes out. So thank you very much for tuning in, and every comment under the video and like just motivates me to continue putting out this content for you guys. If you are familiar with this channel right from the start, when I did one of the first videos how to upgrade your gaming PC system with the RGB fans from Deepcool, the RF120, then you saw my Cooler Master 300L gaming PC, which was over there. It featured an i3 6100, 8GB of RAM and an R9 380 with 4GB of VRAM. Now there are a couple of reasons why I want to build a new video editing system for myself. I wanted to upgrade to 16GB of RAM for quite some time, as video editing, just rendering goes a lot faster with more memory. Also I want to go with an i5. I wasn't so happy with the Cooler Master 300L case anymore. Just over time the acrylic glass side panel got a few scratches, and overall the case looked a bit cheap for the components that were in it. So I wanted something that looks a bit worthier, let's say it like that. But mainly the main reason is I came across a video from Nerd on a Budget. Definitely check him out, very cool guy. He's from the US, I think, and he does very cool content, also gaming PCs on a budget. So I came across his video and his new video editing rig, and he built his PC exactly in the TU150. He had a cooperation there with another company, and so he managed to build himself this PC. As soon as I saw the case, I completely fell in love with it, and I just had to build it. So that's where we're here. Took me actually quite a while to get the case here and get all the parts here lined up. The case ordered it at the 19th of April, and now we have the 7th of May. So it came from China, so obviously due to the current global situation, it took a little bit of time to get it here, but thanks to Case King we managed to do that. So thank you very much as well, Case King. Yeah, all the other parts which are here, they stack up to 500 to 600 euros. I will blend in the exact prices somewhere over here. And we bought all parts second hand, except for the case, obviously. I'm going to quickly talk about each individual part, how much we roughly paid for it, and I'm going to blend in the actual price, what we paid for it. Yeah, let's start from right to left maybe. We have an SFX power supply, the Silverstone 450, and it has an 8 and a 6 pin, which is exactly what we need for the graphics card, which is a GTX 1070 Quicksilver OC 8GB edition. Why I wanted this card is because it has a silver looking backplate, which is absolutely awesome and will match the case very nicely. That's why I went for this card. And also the power supply has 36 amperes on the 12-volt line, so it should be more than powerful enough to power this graphics card, which needs over 150 watts. Then we have several hard drive and SSD, which we took out from the old PC, then which was also quite costly, not easy to find second-hand. We have the Gigabyte H170N Wi-Fi Mini ITX mainboard. Socket is 1151. And it will feature an i5 6500, which is in here, even though it says i3 6100. The i3 we put in the old PC, and we took out the i5 6500, which will come in this PC as well. So as you can see, we'll reuse a few of the parts, so to get the cost down a bit. Then also very exciting feature, we have the Trident ZRGB 16GB of DDR4 RAM. I don't know what it's clocked at, 2400 MHz. They have RGB, they will look absolutely incredible, and again also has some silver looking pieces. For the cooler, I didn't want to go with a standard Intel cooler, as I think they are pretty ugly. I think AMD is doing a much better job there with the Stealth and the Ralph cooler. So yeah, I bought another cooler which looked a bit better than the original from Intel. Didn't cost me too much. And then we have the Deepcool RF120, which costs about 30 euros. The graphics card, main component, we paid 230 euros for it, which is really expensive, and I've never ever paid so much money for a graphics card, but I think it's going to be absolutely worth it. And yeah, it's also really heavy, it has really good cooling solution, 2 big fans at the front, so it should be really quiet as well. Okay, now what are we waiting for? Let's crack on and open this case, shall we? Can't wait. Oh yeah, it's the right one. So it is a silver looking one, which is good. 1, 2, 3. There we go, guys. Oh, it's looking really good already. Very nice indeed. It is quite hard to believe that all these parts will fit in this mini ITX case, but they will. Let's quickly check. Yeah, the graphics card will just fit, so very nice. And as you can see, with the silver, it matches the case very nicely. So now I've been waffling enough already, so what are we waiting for? Let's build this PC, shall we? Alright, so here's the final build. I'm still over the moon with how it came out in the end. Normally I wasn't such an RGB fanboy, but I have to say with this case, the minimalistic look looks really beautiful. Now, in terms of what I like about this case the most is, for example, it's very easy to just put out the big glass side panel. You just have to put your hands here and then it will click open. We have these clippers here. I like the system very much. You can just hit click, click and another click, and then the glass panel is already in place. And the same goes for the other parts, like the top. You can also just press and click it in place. Of course, the handle is very cute, so you could even do some workouts with it. Maybe I'm going to try that later. Also, the airflow seems to be pretty fine, so the GPU wasn't overheating, also the CPU wasn't overheating at all. So the Decool RF120 doing a really good job there. Yeah, overall just the minimalistic aesthetics of the case overall just got me the most, and that it's so small is what I also like very much. Now there was one drawback though, which I would like Lian Li to change in the next edition of this Lian Li TU150 case, and that is the front panel USB-3 connector. I was not able to fit it in place because the cable was just not long enough. If we wouldn't have to insert the DDR4 memory, then we would have been able to put the USB front panel cable in place, which is just under the CPU cooler between the graphics card and the CPU cooler over here. So unfortunately that wasn't possible, so I had to order a USB front panel extension cable so we get access to the front panel connectors. That's pretty much the only drawback. It was really easy to put the cable management on top. So we had the whole part over here,
where we could squeeze the cables in. So I think mission accomplished. I wanted a PC case that actually looks like it's worth $1 million basically. I wanted something that doesn't look cheap for the components that are in it, and I think we achieved that with this case. So this is going to be in my studio for a very long time, I guess. And I'm sure just looking at it will motivate me when I'm editing another video and it takes hours and hours again. I'm just gonna look at the case and then will be motivated again to do some work for you guys. So overall, I can definitely recommend this case for anybody who likes Mini ITX cases as much as I do. You've seen the benchmarks already, so incredible results. So we're going to talk about benchmarks and then price performance compared to Nerd on a Budget's build. So let's do that, shall we? Let's start with the benchmarks. We had Formula 1 2019, still the actual game, and we had over 100 FPS on high settings. On ultra settings we even had 99 FPS, so just shy of 100. Incredible results, really. Then we had Rocket League. We had the frame capper at 200 FPS. Yeah, we got 202 FPS. Maybe there was even more frames possible, but I didn't want to stress the GPU more than is necessary, basically. And we had lots of fun playing there as well. Another really good result. Then at Firestrike, we had 12,000 points, just under 12,000 points on the Firestrike benchmark. And when we compare this to Danny's build from Nerd on a Budget, his PC scored 17,000 points, so 5,000 points more. With an RTX 2060 and the Ryzen 5 3600. 6 cores, 12 threads, clocked to 3.6 GHz, which is the same clock speed that the i5 6500 has, but this is only 4 core with 4 threads. So there's a difference of 5,000 points. Then in TimeSpy, which is a newer benchmark, which is much more stress testing the GPU and the whole system, we had 5,000 points. Whereas Danny's PC had over 7,000 points, maybe 7,500. So another difference of 2,500 points. And the main difference there is not the GPU. I don't know if he's overclocked his GPU, the RTX 2060. I didn't. Surely we could have overclocked the 1070 Quicksilver OC edition to reach similar result. The difference in graphics points there was maybe 1,000 points or 1,000 to 2,000 points. So not that much, but in terms of the CPU performance, there was a big difference. We only scored 5,000 points, whereas the Ryzen 5 3600 with 6 cores, 12 threads scored over 10,000 points. So this is the main difference in the performance. In terms of frames per second, in games you won't see much of a difference between an RTX 2060, even if it's Founders Edition, compared to the 2070 MSI Quicksilver OC Edition with 8 GB of RAM. So it has even 2 GB of RAM more than the 2060. But here's the catch. We paid way less for the whole system. I've quickly summarized each individual part to see how much we paid for the whole system. And I'm gonna blend it in over here so you can see it. With all the used parts in it, we paid 650 euros for it. And Danny from Nerd on a Budget, he spent 1,065 euros for his all new parts. I compared them in the list so you can see where we saved the most money. Obviously the graphics card, the RTX 2060 Founders Edition cost him 350 euros. And I paid 230 euros for the GTX 1070, so we saved 120 euros there. And also the CPU, I got this very cheap for 40 euros shipped to my door. Then he had to pay 190 euros for the Ryzen 5 3600X, which is a really decent price still for what you get. But this is where we spend another 150 euros. Then we are at almost 300 euros already, which we saved. And then also the SFX power supply, which just about worked. The cables were just about long enough to power the SSD and to power the 1 TB hard drive, which is over here. It was a bit tight in terms of the cable length of the SFX Silverstone 540 watt power supply, but it was fine. So overall we saved over 400 euros on this PC compared to Danny's PC, and I think in games, when you compare the frames per second, there will not be much of a difference. Although in rendering, it depends on which program you use, Adobe Premiere Pro or another program. I use HitFilm Express 4, which doesn't really care too much if you have more than 4 cores. So for me this is absolutely fine. And yeah, leave me a comment down below how you like this build, and if you have done a Mini ITX build already, or if you plan on doing so. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did, and smash that like button, subscribe to the channel to see many more PC gaming content on this channel. I will catch you in another video very soon. Peace out for now. Bye.